Well, after listening and offering thoughtful scriptural advice, the scriptures are powerful, but sometimes something more than that is needed for someone who's depressed. Why do we say that? Luke 5:31, Jesus said this, "Those who are healthy do not need a physician, but those who are ill do." Depression may not be because of some temporary disappointment or a temporary feeling of low or discouragement. It might be more clinical. It might have been inherited as part of a family trait or weakness. And scriptures alone, although very valuable, will not be all the help they need. In some cases, seeking medical attention is the course of wisdom, and perhaps, in some cases, even medication. Well, if a person is in that situation, what should they do? They've been helped, but they're still needing more help. Well, with humility and modesty, recognizing their limitations, they will seek the help they need, not only spiritually, but medically.
Well said. Well said, Harold Corkern. It's not every day I get to do this, viewers. If you're used to my material, if you've been viewing my channel for a long time, you'll know that the way this works is I'll show a clip and then I'll explain why what we've just seen is total nonsense or manipulative or in some way wrong. I don't often get to see something in Jehovah's Witness propaganda that I can praise, that I can say, this is good advice, this is fantastic. But when I do get those rare opportunities, I am going to jump on them. And this was one of them. So Harold Corkern, governing body helper, he's not the most gifted speaker, bless his little heart. I think we see a disproportionate amount of him in Jehovah's Witness videos based on his position in the organization rather than on his teaching skills. So usually when I hear his name or when he starts talking, I tend to kind of zone out. But during this month's cameo in the JW Broadcasting, he's giving this morning worship and he starts talking about depression. And he's saying, well, in some cases, just reading the Bible alone isn't going to be enough. It could be a clinical case of depression, in which case the person needs to see a physician, needs to see a mental health practitioner. Wonderful. Absolutely spot on. I wish the organization had always taken this stance. It's a relatively new stance. In the past, Jehovah's Witnesses were, how can I put it? It's not that psychologists and psychiatrists and mental health professionals were completely forbidden. It's just that they were very much minimized because the organization was clearly fearful about Jehovah's Witnesses seeking help with their mental health and a mental health practitioner identifying the fact that being in a cult wasn't helping them, So as a result of that, you can find many examples in the literature from past decades where the organization has been quite demeaning towards mental health practitioners. Not outright saying, they're from the devil or they should be completely avoided, but very much downplaying their value. And just in recent years, we've seen a U-turn on that, which, let's just give credit where credit's due. Yes, it would be nice if they could acknowledge that this is a U-turn. Yes, it would be nice if they could apologize for all the decades where they've demeaned mental health practitioners and created more of a stigma around seeking help, professional medical help with mental health. All of that would be lovely, but let's just take the win here and say, well done, Harold Corkern, for giving responsible advice on the topic of mental health.